few days ago, we held the 1985 Branch Managers Conference here in the auditorium in Palma, Mallorca. There were a variety of presentations from speakers representing different areas of our business. And I can't remember a conference in which so much, which is new and exciting, has been open to discussion. We have condensed the highlights of 3 very full days into a few minutes, which means that we have concentrated on those speakers and subjects which bear directly on you and the plans which we would like to ask you to help us implement. I hope that the video will give you a feeling of the fun, adventure and excitement which being a member of this great company brings. We're all very much involved, so let's look together at the way ahead. The conference was opened by Alan Kennedy, the Chief Executive of Thomas Cook Group, who briefed us on our Travellers' Cheque operations worldwide and the relationship of our company with the Midland Bank. He had some very warming words for us.
And that within this total group, Thomas Cook has got a significant role to play in the provision of travel and travel-related services. The longer-term effect will be to give us access to an expanded client base, the opportunity to amortize costs over a broader operational base, the ability to develop and market joint travel and financial service products and services.
John McEwen reviewed our financial performance for 1985, which proved to be a fairly turbulent year in retail.
But let's look at what we did. Financial results are, of course, the basic measure of performance. Our total sales, 968 million. Up on last year, of course, and only 1% down on plan. Revenue, over 57 million. Colossal figures. You know we do more revenue in foreign exchange than the whole of the Pickford's travel operation does in total revenue. Puts it in perspective. Again, we did very well there, exceeding plan and revenue. So first glance, we turned in a very creditable performance. So there it is. On the one hand, we achieved revenue targets, but we spent more than we planned. I think this reinforces the argument that in our type of business, control of costs is a must. As you can see, the net result was a disappointing retail profit, this is before central overheads, of course, of 9.4 million. Disappointing because we'd actually planned to do better than that and hit 11 million pounds. And in fact, last year, we produced 10.5 million. But wait a moment. When you actually set this against the industry conditions in which we were operating, we did do well.
Our Chairman and Chief Executive, Bernard Norman, talked about areas of opportunity in 1986.
Internationally, which includes the UK, we have a number of things that we must do. We must become much more aware of the new forms of travel distribution, and we must become active in some of them. It is a very fast-changing environment. We cannot stand on the sidelines. As I mentioned earlier, we will need to develop international hotel and air products, and services for that matter. We'll have to use technology, even cleverer than we've done before. We'll have to develop our own brand products, albeit that quite a few of these may be produced for us. We need to standardize our operations more, whether we're talking about service facilities, product promotion, or our general image. We've got to get a greater consistency. The clients that we have, wherever they are in the world, do expect to be able to go into one of our branches and get that consistency of service. We need very much to develop the value-added products and services, as we all see what's happening in the marketplace at the moment, with everybody trying to be the cheapest. We'll need to make much more effective use of direct marketing, including direct mailing, and other forms of communication. And we particularly need to look for additional foreign exchange bureau sites, and we must get those volume increases going again.
Under the heading, How to Treble Your Profits, I talked about the type of perception our customers should have of us. And I was helped in this by John Parkin, who talked about the Promoting for Profit packs and awarded 4 branch managers for their particular efforts in promoting the ski package. The real challenge is not so much getting more people into our shops, as I'm sure most of you will agree. The real challenge is getting them to return. In other words, to lock them in to using our services when they do cross our threshold. Now, let's just stop and think about that for a minute. It seems that by and large we've got enough people coming in, but the real opportunity for us is to make better use of them. What does that mean in terms of the areas that we have to tackle, the ones that are at the top of the list? Well, the ones at the top of my list are, how are we perceived in price terms? That's very important. What kind of atmosphere exists in our branches? Queuing and ease of getting serviced, and skill at getting client commitment. It is very definitely the case that more and more people classify choosing a holiday as a genuine leisure pursuit in its own right. People actually classify choosing a holiday as a more fun activity than a visit to the pub or even playing their favourite sport. If people not only get pleasure out of going on holiday, but also positively expect that choosing one will be a pleasurable process, then we as agents have to deliberately make sure that we make the whole thing as fun and as exciting as we possibly can. From browsing to booking, from taking the deposit to paying the final balance, from selling the foreign exchange to cashing traveller's checks, we've got to make the whole process as pleasant, as exciting, and as enjoyable as we possibly can, and still make a profit at the same time.
It isn't easy to be an expert in everything, and we have been conscious of the need to improve the range and quality of support available to you. And so, we've devised a series of packages to help. We can now provide promoting for profit packs covering 8 markets. Just to list them: travel fairs, VFR, skiing, disco nights, in-branch open days, new branch openings, cruising, and over 55s. A full set of the packs will reach each branch soon after our return from Palma. Most of you will have handled the ski version, but just to refresh your memory, each of the promoting for profit packs has been written to help you make the most of a chosen event, and it contains useful guidance for success. But it's the branch managers who've really made these initiatives work. And to present 3 of the leading managers in this field with a token of our appreciation, we have direct from the Peterborough Piste, our own Thomas Cook ski person, Fiona Strongman. So come on down to the stage and receive your prizes. Steve Howson of Newport, Isle of Wight. Keith Butterfield of Harrogate. And Steve Barker of Scarborough. But our main award goes to a branch manager who's taken the Promoting for Profit pack and used it to triple his profits, contributing to the enrolment of over 300 ski club members already this year. Maidenhead's answer to Fran's clamour, Adam White. Let's see how you can use the Promoting for Profit packs to triple your profits in 1986.
Steve Verrill talked about the ways in which we can improve customer loyalty and introduced the new marketing initiative called Travel Masters. And this theme was taken up by Liz Boyd-Adams.
We have devised a loyalty club, and this will be known as the Travel Masters Club. Now, the founder members for the new Thomas Cook Travel Masters Club will be identified from the copies of the summer 85 HPRs about which we've already spoken. All of our 1985 IT customers will receive a mailing welcoming them to the Thomas Cook Travel Masters Club.
Did you know that about 30% of the population have been classified by researchers as opinion leaders? Literally, they constantly encourage other people to follow their example, either by word of mouth, in the media, in the community, even down at the pub, wherever. They want to be in charge of their aspirations and to be well informed. They are already travellers. They have experienced it, and they want to build on that experience. Now, of course, we at Thomas Cook want to encourage them, because first, if they crave travel experiences, then we'll get more business from them. But secondly, if they talk about their experiences, remember how they influence other people, they'll convert others to their way of thinking. Because we're going to use our Travel Master scheme not only to keep tracks on our own loyal clients, but to create a new identity which the 30%ers will be able to go along with and to come to Thomas Cook for. We're going to encourage them to come to us. We aim to be the first lifestyle travel agent, and Travel Master will be the first step in that direction. There's a whole new potential market out there, and it's just waiting for you. Thank you.
Under the heading Profit at the Expense of Other Agents, I talked about the ways we could improve our market share and profits in the coming year. The summer inclusive holiday market is going to expand at anything between 10 and 20% next year, depending on who you listen to. Now, this ought to be good news, but as you know, every silver lining has a cloud. In this particular case, the cloud is that revenue per transaction is going to drop. We've got to grow very substantially at the expense of our competitors. What we actually want to do, in fact, is to force Pickfords to concentrate at what they're really good at: removals. We want to make Lun Polly live up to their name and leave them as sick as a parrot. And we want to make Hog Robinson concentrate on insurance and to push a few locals out of business altogether. So the key to profit growth in 1986 is building on the tremendous plus which the changed status of TCH has given us, giving more added value in the form of information, service, and unique products to the customer, making more exciting and determined promotional initiatives than we've ever made before, and pushing the sale of foreign exchange as demand increases in line with the market for travel. The session on Thursday began with a presentation from Ron Marks on business travel.
To date, TC has concentrated on price using the challenge campaign very effectively to get into a competitive pitch and, where possible, secure it. However, as you realise, many of the clients' gains have been bought at quite a high level of business house benefit, and the profitability of the accounts is perhaps lower than it should be. We are the market leader, and we need to increase the gap between us and our nearest competitors. We need to make it too difficult for competitors to challenge our leadership and dominance in the business travel market. The stakes are high, so we've added to the service we provide to ensure we stay well out in front of the competitors. So let me outline for you the new business travel package, which is being launched in January. We've chosen a phrase to express this position: Thomas Cook, quite simply, the best business travel service in the world. We have a number of new products and services to talk about today, but first let's unveil the new BT logo and design. We're providing new presentation documents, plus a range of giveaways featuring the new logos. Those are the corporate benefits. Now let's talk about what we're going to do for the travellers themselves. First of all, we think it's important to keep them well informed and to make them loyal to Thomas Cook. So we're inviting them to join our new Frequent Travellers Club and to receive a Frequent Traveller card. The FT card, as well as the cart door card, comes with a leather wallet, just like the one you brought with you to the conference, called a Travelling Companion, stacked full of useful information and loose leaf format, so that we can add pages on travel-related subjects. The commitment from your staff is of paramount importance in order that we live up to the new marketing initiatives and product developments. To help you achieve this goal,
we will be holding BT meetings around the country in early January, which I will attend. These will be followed by branch staff meetings supported by a video which you will show the staff. I hope you will all agree that there is significantly more to talk about in the Thomas Cook Business Travel Package than you've ever had before. But most important of all, we're not giving up the best value message, but merely strengthening it.
A new company within our group is the recently formed Compass Travel. Keith Riddle told us about their operation.
Compass Travel will be in a market worth well over £180 million. And that's nice business if you can get it. The group and incentive travel market offers companies structured in the right way for massive growth opportunities. And these growth opportunities increase in this market every year.
TCH, represented by Eric Reich, Mike Goodhill, Andrew Niebel and Dennis Barrett, mounted a major presentation. So, to kick off, let me hand over to their well-known anagram, Eric Reich.
By uniting, we have made Thomas Cook Retail the only true holiday superstore with its own label product in the high street. We've always been one company, of course. But now that TCH's full range of products is being sold exclusively through you, your product, with our full resources devoted solely to you, it's even more crucial for us to work closely together, to understand each other, to face any problems together. As you know, independent research has always put TCH in the top 3 when it comes to quality and service. Our problem has been one of competitiveness in the main summer and winter sun markets. That is no longer the case. The changes have enabled us to substantially cut our distribution and overhead costs, allowing us to introduce some fairly drastic price reductions, which put our major range of Thomas Cook holidays on par with other operators, without, and I must emphasize, without sacrificing our traditional quality and service. We shall be sending you price comparisons with all the major operators, so please do make sure that all your staff are very familiar with these figures. It could be crucial. Our exciting new range of products for next year is supported by wholly restyled 1986 brochures, which explain the benefits of the Thomas Cook package. These include a no surcharge guarantee, a no consolidation guarantee, a valuable delay protection plan, more free or reduced price holidays for children, an early booking incentive for families, etc., to give just a few examples. And of course, our new low price structure.
Our summer program now includes some very attractive prices, even in hotels where you would probably expect our competitors to be cheaper. If you look up there at the grid prices at the Antilles Sol here in Mallorca, you might initially think that Thomson, Intersun and Horizon were cheaper than us. But once you add on those flight supplements that are quite often so cleverly hidden in the back of their brochures, you can see, in fact, that we are much, much cheaper and have the best price in this hotel. Villas and apartments is an area where price competition is not so much of a problem, because a lot of our program is exclusive to Thomas Cook. And within these exclusive developments, we can be doubly sure of our quality and standards. Prices start in this program from as low as £141. Yes, that is a 2-week price on Menorca, and at that time it includes free car hire with 50% discounts for children. It's a similar story with our winter sports program. This product has always been fairly price competitive, but in response to the current price war, we have reduced our winter sports prices by up to £76 a holiday, again with effect from December 9th, and for departures between the 4th of January and the 9th of February. So, there you have it, a brief look at our 1986 range, a wider variety of products, many of them exclusive to Thomas Cook, and, I'm very happy to say, all of them very competitively priced.
we recognise that it's vital that our sales and marketing effort is now totally directed towards supporting you in the achievement of our targets. Firstly, let's look at our sales organisation and structure and see how by implementing their objectives, they will actually be helping you. By keeping the same number of area sales managers, the service levels that Steve Dunkley and his team can give you to each branch will effectively be trebled. Each area sales manager will now be responsible for approximately 40 branches and will call on each at least once every 4-week sales cycle.
CARE is one of the most powerful and advanced view data systems in the UK travel industry. It offers a wider range of facilities than most other systems, and in terms of technology, is quite capable of taking us into the 21st century. At every stage in its development, we consulted with you to ensure that the eventual system was what you wanted. We listened to what you said, and we looked at all the other systems, and we think we've improved on them. We kept it simple and easy to use, and we're sure we've produced a winner for us all.
Eric also presented awards for sales performance to 2 of our branch managers.
Traditionally, TCH actually provide awards for the best performing Thomas Cook branches. This year is no exception. So, Albert Asprey from Sheffield Fargate, winner of the Silver Award, please come on down. For the second year running, we've actually got the award, the Gold Award, to John Garrity from Wigan. John?
I had a hard act to follow, and it fell to me to detail how we were going to use brochure racks and windows to achieve next year's commercial objectives. And John McEwen went on to talk about our relationship with winners next year. As the proud inheritors of the best-known name in travel, we've got to use it and use it properly. If the windows in all Thomas Cook's high street locations in the UK were poster sites, then their commercial value would be nearly £1 million per annum. £1 million is a heck of a lot of money, and in my opinion, we've got to look for ways of making sure that we use that £1 million asset even more to our own advantage, and certainly not to the advantage of somebody else. If we add to that the proper use of brochure racks, other point-of-sale material, and also an integrated program of promotions as well, then we're beginning to add together a very powerful armory of weapons which we can use even more effectively and in a more coordinated way than in the past. The key elements are good, meaningful window displays, good brochure racking, disciplined stock control, and a tidy branch in both public and non-public areas.
Just going back to the comments that Clive made in the merchandising session, you must all adhere to your agreed brochure layout. We've got very strong financial arrangements with our winner tour operators, and not to follow through our policy effectively will mean that we'll be throwing money away. Now, you'll recall yesterday that I talked about the importance of supporting winners and the very significant impact that success in this area can have on our profit. Well, this morning, I want to talk to you about our winners policy, changes to our approach, and I suppose even more important than ever, solicit even greater support for those companies identified as winners. Success in this area will enable us more easily to achieve our profit objectives and offset such things as the reduction in OOT price and the cost of business house benefits. Now, they don't get to be winners without consistently high performance and their ability to meet our ever-increasing needs.
But of course, January is the critical time when we put the short-term plans into effect. And to tell us how we plan to do this, let's hear again from Liz Boyd-Adams.
It's going to be tough out there in January, but we want to be right at the front of the queue. In a moment, I'm going to be showing you a new advertising campaign. It's a unique combination of all the best of our old advertising, but with a very different, sharper image to it. For your ears only, and I really mean this, we have to keep confidentiality. We'll be running a series of ads. First, a 60-second commercial across the network in all areas, for about 2 weeks commencing the 26th of December, followed by a further 4 to 5 weeks of 30-second commercials. We're developing 2 new commercials as I speak here today. One of them majors on price and own label, and the other on the holiday pledge and own label. Both are hard-hitting messages that will take a lot to beat. There are 4 claims in these commercials that you have to be aware of for our 1986 campaign. The first one, more people book at Thomas Cook than any other agent. Fact, we've got the share to prove it. Secondly, we have the widest range, including our very own brand. Fact, you can't buy TCH products anywhere else. Thirdly, we have prices on all our holiday products that simply can't be beaten. Fact, we've got the price promise to use whenever you need it. Fourthly, we'll find the holiday resort that's right for you or your money back. Fact, we've got a pledge form to ensure we get it right.
Do you know where you're going to? You will like the things that we are showing you.
Wherever you're going to, more people choose Thomas Cook than any other travel agent. We've got the widest range of holidays, including our very own, all at prices that can't be beaten. We've got foreign currency, our own credit card, and the latest technology to find the holiday that's just right for you.
Smile, look forward to all we plan. You can put your dreams in our capable hands. We're always there, of that you can be sure, to answer all those questions that you want answers for. Do you know where you're going to?
Don't just book it, Thomas Cook it.
In order to respond at branch level directly to that commercial, you'll need to re-instruct your staff on the use of 2 important guarantees. First, price promise, when and how to use it. In the advertising, we're applying it exactly as it was originally conceived. Our stance has not changed. If a client reports that he can buy the identical holiday cheaper elsewhere, you should invoke the price promise as usual. Well, Clive has already mentioned the discussion that has gone on with general managers and regional managers about a 4-week activity in January, codenamed A Month of Sundays. The plot is this. We want to back the TV by major promotional activity in local newspapers and in branch. If the TV campaign, backed by the full local advertising and promotional campaign, aren't enough, don't forget, we'll also be wheeling up our third punch, the 250,000 mailing to all our loyal clients that we're doing for Travel Master. The first Travel Master mailing will be completed around the 17th of January. All kinds of new people will be coming into our branches in January to talk about booking Thomas Cook holidays, and you should welcome them with open arms. We'll need every bit of your help, your flexibility, and your enthusiasm in January.
So, there's plenty to do. I firmly believe that 1986 will be a watershed for our leisure business. We've made significant progress over the past few years, but equally, we're facing greater competition than ever before. Our ability to respond is on the line. The market is changing, and we have to set the pace and shape the future that we want. Now, the same marks apply equally to business travel, where the scene is just as competitive. You've seen our advertising slogan, we're quite modestly saying that we have the best business travel service in the world. Why? Well, simply because it's true. It's a new strategy that comes off the price platform and looks at our total service to improve clients' perception and build our business further. Now, let's move on to foreign exchange. We're looking for a 20% increase in foreign exchange sales next year, and in order to achieve this, we need your total support. Next year provides a better year than ever before to actually build on our foreign exchange business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for a fabulous conference.
Later that evening, we all let our hair down at the casino, where Bernard Norman presented a few well-deserved awards to managers who had achieved notable success in 1985.
The first award is the Public Relations Manager of the Year. Can I call up Nigel Smith of Northampton? The second is for the Region of the Year. Without any further ado, I'd like to ask Ian Marshall, the newly appointed Regional Manager, to present the award on behalf of Thames. Now I'd like to move on to the new Branch Manager of the Year award. The award this year goes to Mark Palmer of Ealing. Branch Manager Award of the Year goes to Steve Barker of Scarborough.
Then we got down to the serious business of the week: eating, drinking, and generally being merry.
Balance in everything, and what I found particularly pleasing at this conference, there has been a much better balance between the serious business of travel and also the fun of travel, and that all this turns into, in fact, you all having an excellent 1986.